traffic, you sons of bitches.
I'm good. Fine.
I'm resetting it.
I'm sorry. I looked at a picture of John the whole time.
There's literally nothing funnier. Oh my god.
Look at the little soul patch thing's got.
Hey guys, and welcome to episode 33 of the Up Real 8 podcast. My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here, as always, by Tim McGavick. What up, Tim?
Not much this week. Gotta say that.
Not much.
No.
Just same old.
Same old.
Also here is Tyler Switolski.
Not a lot going on. It's been a pretty blech week.
Blech.
He's blech.
Nice. That's
Dracula. Love it.
He's blech.
We're in a horror mood
Blech.
this
One
week.
bleh. Two bleh.
Two blech.
Also here is Adam Franny.
I can't follow that. Hello, boys and girl.
And also here is a special guest this week.
The better half of Adam.
Yes.
Yes, I agree with
Emily.
that.
What's going on, Emily? Glad to have you.
Thank you. I'm excited. Nervous, but excited. Let's do it.
Okay, this just goes on the internet. Sorry.
Yeah.
No big deal.
We get literally dozens
I
of
have better
listeners.
opinions than Adam, so.
That's
Shots
very
fired.
True. It's very true, people.
This is a test. We're seeing if, we're seeing about your replacement.
Could be Adam's last
I
week.
really give him all of his
Is that what
points
this is?
for this.
This is actually an audition.
Hang on, I didn't
Yeah.
sign off on this.
We know.
You said it was Switolski's
Adam, you look
replacement.
nervous.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, sweating a little bit.
Let's just run down a few topics that we're going to discuss this week. As usual, we're going to talk about our last seen movie. And we're also going to review a movie this week called The Witch, which came out. As well as a few news topics, including some Mary Poppins news, a possible Bumblebee spinoff in the Transformers universe, and Pete's Dragon teaser. So let's get into that later. Let's start off with our... timestamps. If you guys do want to skip ahead to any of the topics that I just mentioned, you can go in this description box below and click on any of the timestamps, and you can skip ahead. And also, if you guys do like our videos, don't forget to like and leave a comment in the comment section below, and subscribe if you do like our content. So yeah, let's start into our last scenes then. Anyone want to start us off this week?
You want me to start? Because
Yeah.
I'll probably fall asleep soon.
Yeah, let's start with you, Tim.
What I saw last night was a documentary
Riveting.
on Netflix that is up for Best Documentary.
Classic.
So you watched Amy.
I watched...
How was it?
Oh, that was also on Netflix. I should watch that.
Damn.
I
That's
watched
what I thought it was.
Cartel Land,
Ooh.
directed by Matthew Heineman. So basically...
I'm
Not
sorry.
Jamie Heineman?
Matthew Heineman.
Matthew. I don't know.
Oh, Heineman.
Oh, okay.
Heineman.
Oh.
Good for the
Not the guy from
clarification there.
Mythbusters.
This is a documentary. No. This is a documentary that follows militias on both sides of the Arizona and Mexican border in their attempts to stop the drug cartels from taking over. So this was a eye opener because I didn't think that like you don't see it reported ever that like people in Mexico also have militias that are like arming themselves and trying to take down cartels because cartels are harming their land as much as they are bringing drugs into the U.S.
Right.
So you see both sides of it. The one thing that stood out in this, I think, was the cinematography. Like, it looks beautiful, which you don't see a lot in documentaries. Like, usually the docs are pretty, like, standard looking, but this has, like, some pretty cool shots. Reminiscent of Sicario, because it takes place on, like, the same kind of area.
It does remind me of...
Yeah, it does a little bit. Have you seen it?
No, but...
Has anyone seen it?
I'm dying
Your description
to see
is reminding me of Sicario.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. I really enjoyed it. I'm only going to give it a heavy 3, though. Because I don't think it went far enough.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't they left some stuff out? Maybe like intentionally?
I've heard it's like vicious.
The Mexican side is really vicious. The U.S. side is just kind of like, I don't really care about these guys at all. Like, they're like tattooed Southern dudes. I'm like, you're probably like pretty racist, so I don't really care about your story.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just like, it baffles me that like, it's just, oh my god. The U.S., I don't know how they have their guns. Like, these guys have, like, full-out rifles and, like, camo wear. I'm like, how is that available just to have people to have? They walk around, like, do, like, hand signals and walking to each other and stuff. I'm like, you guys are way too armed. This is not good.
Well, it doesn't help that you can pick all this stuff up at the local Walmart.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like gun control.
Yeah.
Seriously, guys.
And the other thing Anderson on the Film Vault brought this up. Some of it seems a little too convenient.
That's what I heard
Fixed.
on that episode.
It seems a little convenient. There's like scenes where like they find out these two drug lords are not lords, but they're like high up in the drug ring, are in this building in Mexico, and the Mexican militia surrounds the building. You hear like gunfire going off, but like you never actually see any action go down.
So it's all kind of staged.
Like
kind of
yeah,
thing?
like the cameraman doesn't obviously maybe because he doesn't want to be like shot, but like you don't see them go in and find these two guys. They just happen to come out with them. So I'm like, maybe they found out that they were there. They went in, they grabbed the two guys, and the director's like, hey, hold them there for a sec. We'll shoot some. You guys firing guns off here for a bit. Like it feels a little bit too convenient at times.
Somehow manipulated.
Yeah,
I don't think so many
some
documentaries.
artistic licenses might have been taken.
But how many documentaries are 100% authentic?
That's true.
I think
They
a
do.
lot of them have like
as
stuff like
portrayed
that,
by actors.
like set up stuff, right?
Yeah. But pretty solid overall. I liked it.
Do you think it can beat Amy, which is the
I
front
don't
runner?
think so. No.
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 I've seen Amy.
Have
It
you
was
seen
very
it?
good.
I've heard Amy's fantastic. Yeah,
It's pretty good.
I have not.
Because I didn't know much about her before.
Yeah,
that,
me either.
but
I want to see Amy. I should have seen that.
next time.
She's not a
yeah,
documentary
next time.
fan, so don't care.
Really, you should.
Not gonna
I love
Watch
conform.
Making a Murderer with me. What are you talking about?
It was okay.
Wow.
I'm
Death
pretty
stare
sure I
from
5 banged the first half that I last
Watch
seen on
the
here,
second half.
and I must tell you, 5 bang second half.
Oh.
Boom. Fantastic.
Dot dot dot.
Mm.
All right. Tim's watched another documentary.
I watched a lot.
Let's.
Wow.
Who wants to jump in next with their last scenes?
I guess I'll go.
This is nerve wracking.
I got everyone just staring at me right now, so
All right.
I guess I'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sure.
I know you guys are all dying to know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What did you
It's always
watch?
interesting
It's
to
gonna
see
be
what you
something
saw.
horrible.
Yeah.
No, it's not going to be something horrible. You've been hanging with Adam too much.
Yeah, a lot.
Well,
I think she just listens to the podcast.
I didn't feed her that. She came up with that.
A Few Good Men.
Oh, shit.
all right.
If like I don't want to pick up this microphone and drop it, like I'm thinking about it, but I'm not going
Please
to.
don't. That'd be
You did just do a
Terrible on my
metaphorical.
I did just do a metaphorical mic drop. So just imagine I picked it up and then dropped it and then set it back up.
cool.
That was pretty good, right? Yeah. Okay. So
baller.
Lieutenant Daniel Caffey is a military lawyer defending 2 U.S. Marines.
Dan.
Really? While I'm giving my synopses? Really?
I'm sorry. Continue.
That's okay. I'll wait.
I'm done.
Thank you. Now I gotta say Lieutenant Daniel is a military lawyer defending 2 U.S. Marines charged with killing a fellow Marine at the Guantanamo Bay Naval Base in Cuba. Although Caffey is known for seeking plea bargains, a fellow lawyer, Lieutenant Commander Joanne Galloway, convinces him that the accused Marines were most likely carrying out an order from a commanding officer. Riveting. So, cast a plethora of actors. Jack Nicholson, Tom Cruise, Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon, Kiefer Sutherland, Kevin Pollak. There was one more, but his name... Cuba Gooding Jr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen him in a while. That was nice. Yeah, he had literally 30 seconds.
Back when he was an actor.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, he actually came out in an interview during this. He said, yeah, thank you, I needed the work. Yeah. Yeah.
Applause.
Yeah. 81% on Rotten Tomatoes. I was kind of surprised by that.
A little low.
Yeah.
Won.
Right? It was nice seeing Tom Cruise in something that, wasn't exploding and then seeing him run. It was...
Kind of lawyer.
Yeah, like playing, this is kind of one of those movies that I kind of love seeing Tom Cruise in because you can see he can do anything.
Preach.
I
He
hate
can
him.
act.
Preach.
Okay, so...
My hatred for him is unexplainable. I just do not like him.
Give me one reason.
This relationship's over. I had not heard this before.
How can you
I
not
just
like
don't
Tom
like him.
Cruise?
It's got to be that front tooth.
I think it is. And how asymmetrical his face is.
Fitting reason.
Yeah, he's got
Makes sense.
bad
Totally.
teeth.
Makes
Fuck him,
sense.
terrible
Totally.
actor. his acting chops.
That's how I view movies, guys. Okay, I just don't like him.
his teeth. They're no
Oh my
good.
God.
Just gripping, like for a courtroom kind of military movie, like, you know, where it wouldn't necessarily grab me, but Tom Cruise, I stuck it out, and you know what? It was gripping the entire movie. I loved it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I'm like not like I'm almost sure this was like a heavy 4 for me.
Yes.
Yeah. Just
Heavy for what?
fishing reels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get a Tim's Bits here of the?
Ooh,
Jack Nicholson?
impromptu Tim's Bits.
I'm supposed to do like both parts.
Yeah.
Or even just like Jack Nicholson's part, like it's just like a quick like no build up, just kind of just shout
Just
it right out.
the line.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah, you can.
You fuck boy.
Come on.
I can say it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can't handle the truth.
Oh, come on.
You can't handle the truth. There you go.
Tim.
That was great. That's what we all wanted to hear.
Wow.
Directed by Rob Reiner. Awards. This has won many awards. The MTV Movie Award for Best Movie. Throwing that out there. Pretty prestigious award.
Very
I thought you were gonna
prestigious.
say Best Kiss or something.
No, I'm pretty sure Tobey Maguire still has that one.
Yeah. All time.
Yeah. People's Choice Award, favorite movie. People's Choice Award, favorite drama.
Prestigious.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking this down a lot.
I know. Like, I was trying to. I'm trying to like read through and find like an Oscar or something like that, but like, I'm not seeing it right now.
It didn't win a single Oscar.
Was it nominated?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nominated, but like no, like, it was a lot of
Nicholson,
nominations.
maybe,
Best
or-
supporting, best sound, best editing, best picture.
Yeah.
Who got Best Supporting?
Demi Moore, I believe.
Nicholson.
What?
Yeah, thank God.
Demi
Thank fucking
One of
Isn't
his-
she an 80s
One of his
actress?
11 nominees.
She hasn't done
Nominations.
much since the
Right?
80s and
Like, I
90s.
loved her in all the
Oh, was up
80s
for Best
movies.
Picture?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
She's
haven't
part of the
seen
Brat
her.
Pack, right?
Was she?
I think she
Demi
was.
Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was.
Probably, yeah. You see that.
Because I hadn't seen much of her since like, or from. Well, I saw her in Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, but
Well, yeah.
yeah, like,
Obviously.
she carried that movie in my opinion. It's a great movie.
She had some big guns.
Demi no
Yeah,
more.
she did have some big guns. I'm not gonna. Never mind. Yeah, I haven't seen her in a whole lot, but this was nice. Like, and Rob Reiner directed the shit out of this movie. Like, it was just an amazing movie overall. Best movie I'd seen in a long time.
I love this
Obviously.
movie.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
was scared you were going to say you didn't like
I was
it.
just gonna shit all over it.
Yeah.
No, it's
Better
Tom
than-
Cruise. How could I?
Thank you again.
Better
It was-
than the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy?
I didn't.
Or
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah. So, just so you guys have a little subtext, this week I did nail out the entire Pirates of the Caribbean marathon.
It's disgusting.
It was amazing.
For the first time, or
Oh no, it was a rewatch for sure.
it's worse?
Yeah.
Nasty.
The guy with literally hundreds of movies he needs to see.
I need some Captain Jack, you know. Gotta have him at Jack's.
Wow.
What
Little
was the
Apple
rating
Jack's
again?
90s commercial there reference for you.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, let's in that case.
Yeah,
What'd you
move
give
on.
it? Heavy 4?
heavy for.
I'll take over.
Yeah.
If you guys don't mind. I banged out this last scene today.
Oh,
This morning.
oh.
You heard me. 2002 crime drama.
2002, eh?
Probably the last one I needed to see now I'm ready to make my top 10 gangster movie list. Road to Perdition.
Ooh.
You guys seen Tim?
I sure have seen this beautiful
Mhm.
movie.
Scott?
Mm-mm-mm.
No?
Yes. I have
Yes?
seen it. That's my approval.
I haven't seen it.
Ty?
Want to? It's on my list.
Do you really need to ask?
No, you haven't?
haven't seen it,
Alright.
no.
Bonds of loyalty are put to the test when a hitman's son witnesses what his father does for a living. Directed by director of Skyfall and Spectre, Sam Mendes,
Hey.
and American Beauty. Written by Dave Self. Starring, this name is a tough one, Tyler Hoechlin, at like 12 years old. He's best known for his role on Teen Wolf. He's like late 20s now. So it's bizarre to see him as a little kid. Jennifer Jason Leigh, big career comeback this year in Hateful Eight and Anomalisa. Legend, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Legend, Paul Newman. James Bond himself, Daniel Craig.
Oh.
Among a few other noted smaller character actors. First things first, Paul Newman's amazing in this movie. He was nominated, I think actually won Best Supporting Actor, I believe. He's at least nominated. But
Did you get Jude Law in that cast as well?
Oh no, I didn't even say Jude Law. Damn it. He was great, and I'm not the biggest fan. Sorry, Sweaty, I'm looking at you.
Huge Jude Law fan.
Me too.
Yeah.
Right there with you.
You've never seen him like he is in this movie. Oh, you're not crazy about him? Thank you.
Who do you
He's
like?
a little balding
one.
rat face guy.
Oh,
in this
okay.
movie.
Good. You've never seen him like this. He's
disgusting.
a scumbag, like slime
Love it.
ball weasel.
Love it.
he like
A man
he
after your own heart.
Yeah.
shaved his like hairline halfway back to look balding.
Yeah, because he needed to do that.
Ironic.
At the time, yeah.
At the time, this was like 14 years ago.
I'm watching this tonight.
It's funny because had he done the movie today, they'd be like, "Nope, don't touch
Yeah,
the hair,
don't.
Jude. Looking good."
It's perfect. Looking great.
He has like fake rotting teeth and shit. He's disgusting. In the movie, in real life, he's fine. But yeah, Paul Newman, amazing as like the Don Corleone, like Godfather type character. Just such a powerful performance. That he looked about 70. I don't know how old he was when this movie came out, but he was amazing in this movie.
He was great.
Tom Hanks is basically the star, so yeah, I said the synopsis. I liked it a lot. I'll just get that out of the way. But I was expecting more of like I don't know, more of a gangster movie. It wasn't like it was set in the world of gangsters, I'd say, but it's really a road trip movie.
It's a road trip coming of age movie, yeah.
Totally,
So,
100%, because it's from the perspective of the boy.
Kid.
Yeah, the main kid, Michael Sullivan's son. Can't remember his first name. Kyle, maybe? I don't know. Not important, but
Okay.
you're seeing it all through his eyes, so it's really just about him on the run, trying to, because the mob. This isn't a spoiler. It happens at the beginning of the movie. The mob decides it's easy to just take them out. Easier to take out his son after he witnesses the killing that his dad, Tom Hanks, does. His dad, Tom Hanks, is like a higher up mafia member. So, obviously, Tom Hanks finds out, and Daniel Craig is a scumbag in this too. Straight
Nasty.
scumbag.
Yeah.
He's assigned.
Hilarious.
He gets assigned to take out Tom Hanks' son, so they're fleeing Daniel Craig.
I feel like I have to watch this movie now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you don't see him as a villain that often. He's great.
Right?
Huh.
You'll love it.
He's pretty
Okay.
amazing as a villain.
He's got like a bit of a New Yorker accent,
Love it.
like just mafioso accent.
Yeah.
It's crazy, yeah. And yeah, so it was a slower burn than I expected. There
Definitely.
are definitely bursts of action and violence that I thought were great. It's like, and it's the Godfather era mafia, so it's like the Tommy guns and stuff,
Mhm.
and like the Capones or whatever, fedoras. Sorry, they call Capones.
No,
No,
they
Capone's
call
a
it-
person.
He's
Yeah.
the guy who wore them, right?
It's called a fedora.
Ah.
Oh, God.
Brutal.
Capone wearing a
Edit that out,
fedora.
Tim.
Yeah.
It was very mellow for most of it, but I think literally the very end raised it like maybe a full star.
The
I don't know if you
ending?
guys remember the end.
Oh yeah.
It fucking blew my mind. I loved it. Like, obviously no spoilers, but Tom Hanks' performance at the end of the movie just touched me. It was amazing. Like,
Tom Hanks touched you.
Like physically.
emotionally, mentally, physically.
Yeah.
He should have been nominated for an Oscar just for that one moment, like Captain Phillips style. It was incredible. And Jude Law was a really good villain as well. Overall, I would give it, and that's someone you never see as a villain.
No.
Your boy Jude Law, are you kidding? I'd give it probably a light 4. Light 4 reels out of 5 for Road to Perdition. Very good.
It's probably a heavy 3 or light 4 for me.
I'll probably give it like 4 as well. There's a really beautiful shot in the rain.
Rain, yeah, I was gonna mention
Which,
that earlier.
It's actually like isn't the same kind of isn't that the same shot? I could be wrong, but you see on the cover, like you see on the cover all the time, like with Tom Hanks literally with a fedora on, standing in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
where they all meet
Yeah.
outside the car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta see
that
that.
was amazing. It won Best Cinematography at the Academy Award, which I thought was weird because I didn't think it was gorgeous or anything.
Probably for the one shot.
Maybe just for the one shot. In
At
more
the
ways
end,
than one.
the shots at the end were
Yeah.
the way they shot the end was really good too.
Oh, I love the way they shot the end. If you know what I mean.
I literally don't know what you mean.
You'll know.
Yeah,
It's a great joke when you haven't seen it, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Good one, Adam.
All right. Let's move over to. I'll do it then. I'll do my last scene.
Let's move over to myself.
Let's move over to myself.
Yeah, I
watched a movie that I guess could relate to Adam's in the fact that there's a lot of shooting going
Want
on.
to bang bang?
Yeah. Let's run down the synopsis here. Two victims of traumatized childhoods become lovers and psychopathic serial murderers, irresponsibly glorified by the mass media. This is
Natural Born Killers?
Yeah.
This is Natural Born Killers.
My boy QT?
1994, and yes, the screenplay was originally written by Quentin Tarantino, but now just credited for the story because they changed the screenplay so much that it's not really his screenplay anymore. But it was his idea.
His concept.
Yeah. Directed by Oliver Stone, who's doing upcoming Snowden, which is coming out. Starring Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis, Robert Downey Jr., Tom Sizemore, Rodney Dangerfield, and Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Pretty ridiculous cast. Have you guys seen Natural Born Killers?
Yeah.
Yep.
I have. Whoa.
Right?
You've seen it,
Right?
Yeah, it's Robert Downey Jr.
Of course. Like,
Oh my
yeah.
Well, I gotta say, like, I love Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
in this movie.
I loved him in this.
He's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
So all of you have seen it except Emily.
You haven't
Interesting.
seen it?
No.
It's
amazing. In my opinion.
it's divisive. It has 46% on Rotten Tomatoes. Can you believe that?
46?
46.
Are you kidding
I'm
me?
about to blow you out of the water. Ready? Didn't like it.
Oh.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Fuck you
something
all.
about it.
I'm off the
Something about it
podcast.
bored me. Like I couldn't. It didn't grab me.
Really?
Yeah, like I wanted to like it, but I didn't.
Interesting.
Tim, have you seen it?
I thought it was okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
Scott,
And you thought...
give your thoughts. I like it a lot. Like 4.
So there's a range here.
Yeah.
There's
4 out
a-
of 5.
I really wanted to, but I didn't.
Interesting. I still don't fully know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Because it's very weird and artsy, and like it has all these weird. It would like cut to black, like cut to like black and white, and then cut back, and like has all these weird camera angles and shots.
Rodney Dangerfield scene is like shot like a sitcom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure.
Let me get to that scene. I mean, there's a scene where Rodney Dangerfield plays Juliette. So the two serial killers, Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis. Those are the two main characters. Juliette Lewis is like basically abused by her father, and the way they shot this scene, this like flashback scene, basically, was like a sitcom, like comedy scene. And so it starts off, and it's actually kind of funny, but then it gets really dark, like really dark. He's like abusing her, and then there's still a laugh track.
Yeah.
So it's like the most bizarre scene ever.
It's like you're laughing, but you know deep down you're not supposed to be laughing.
I
Yeah,
hate that.
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, it was a really, but I thought it was really well done.
It was.
Rodney Dangerfield was pretty great in
Right.
that role.
Tom Sizemore in this?
Yeah, he plays a detective.
On Howard Stern, he said he did real drugs in the movie. He like swapped it out. Like swapped the fake shit with like real cocaine.
Only on Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Nice,
Disturbing, eh?
nice, Tom.
Fun fact, the more you know.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. plays like this like TV host.
Australian.
Yeah, he's like Australian.
Oh, he's Australian in it,
Yeah.
right?
Bizarre. He has like a huge mullet and just like
He did it really well. Like,
He's
he
good.
pulled it off.
yeah.
But he's like sensationalizing like these serial killers. He has like a Dateline or whatever like show basically, where like he's like following serial killers.
Like E True Hollywood Story. kind
Yeah,
of,
like that, and he's pretty ridiculous. There's some of his scenes like near the end. I won't spoil it, but
awesome.
pretty ridiculous. Tommy Lee Jones was good, like really good as a warden of the prison as well.
I totally forgot he was in this. It's been a
Yeah.
while since I've seen it.
It's kind of reminded me of like what would if like Tim Ross and what was her face in Pulp Fiction?
Uma Thurman.
It was his
No.
Honey Bunny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It kind of like this is like for me. This kind of felt like what their story would have been after, where like they went to jail. It was kind of like their continuation after that.
Totally.
Like it felt like it was like their story kind of
yeah.
thing.
You know what? The opening where they're in the coffee shop basically, or like at the gas station or whatever.
Yeah.
That did remind me of Pulp
Yeah.
Fiction a lot.
Yeah.
Like
Like
I
just
don't
like
know.
their story continued. Like that's what it reminded me of.
And it's idea from Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah,
so.
exactly.
Well, this was. I'm not sure if he wrote this before he did Pulp Fiction.
Mm.
What year was this?
This is 94.
When was Pulp Fiction? 94? 95?
No, 94.
I think the same year, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so
Weird.
Interesting.
Could be wrong.
Maybe chose to direct Pulp Fiction and let...
I think he tried to direct Natural Born Killers.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then there weren't any buyers.
Mm.
So
Ruthless.
he optioned it off and got 10
I
grand.
guess he made the right choice. 10 grand?
That's it?
10 grand. He sold it for 10 grand.
Wow. Did not expect that.
Wild, right?
Yeah.
The writers do
what
get
could
screwed, don't
have
they?
been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, though, like I liked Natural Born Killers. Like I liked it. I didn't love
Thank
it
you.
because it is kind of, I don't know. It could have been so much more. Like, could have been a little bit deeper.
I haven't seen it in years. I could be...
Could have got
totally
more into
off
Woody
base.
Harrelson's backstory. You get a lot of Juliette Lewis's backstory, but not really much of Woody Harrelson at all.
I feel like it deserves a rewatch. Like,
Yeah.
I always say, like, I really don't feel like I've seen a movie until I've seen it twice.
Yeah.
I've only seen.
Well,
this
we know.
Yeah.
Then there's a lot of movies you have not seen.
Yeah. So
But I
I
think
feel like I have to watch it again.
It seems it's. I can see why it's so divisive. Like,
Right.
some people might
yeah.
just hate the filmmaking style.
It's not for everyone.
that he used.
I totally understand that. I just happen to like it a lot.
It's like super wacky, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it heavy 3. Heavy 3 reels.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
All right.
It is.
Ooh.
Emily,
It's your turn.
What do you
Your
got?
First.
Okay.
What do you got
I just
for
want to
us?
see if Adam's proud of me or not. He's
I'll
probably
be proud.
not. I saw Big Eyes.
I
What?
didn't see this.
Really?
I'm so proud.
Yeah.
What? I didn't know you watched movies on your own.
Yeah,
that
I
I
do.
didn't force you to watch.
I do, yeah. Amy Adams, Christoph Waltz,
Shout out.
directed by
himself.
Tim Burton. Now, after
Oh.
the fact, didn't know this at the time. I can understand that he was the director of it.
Yeah.
I'll elaborate in a minute. So it's essentially based on real life story. Margaret Keane, who ghost painted the Big Eyes paintings, while her husband took credit for them.
Wow.
So Christoph Waltz, he's my old guy crush, I guess, big time crush on him. So I was really excited, but he didn't do it for me.
Crush too.
Yeah, he didn't do
My
it for
Old
me.
Guy Crush 3.
I heard the courtroom scene at the end is really good. With him.
Yeah, predictable though.
Okay.
Predictable though,
Predictable,
but was good. Infuriating, but good. I thought that his scenes where he was overdramatic and kind of, I don't know, I guess over the top and
Overacting.
loud, I can do overdramatic better than he can. So that was pretty
Ruthless.
disappointing.
Wow, cutting down Christoph.
I do love him though.
Down
Besides the
Oscar winner
point.
Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
He does seem kind of hit and miss.
Take some acting
Yeah,
classes,
yeah,
bud.
I think so. I think that's
I
why he
haven't
hasn't
loved
really
him
had
in
much
anything
recently.
not directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, I think he does
Yeah.
best in that circumstance.
He hits with QT and misses with anyone else.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Chudlowski.
Amy Adams, never really loved her, but
You
she
don't
actually
love her.
captivated me in this movie, so I'll give her that.
Really?
It did really well. I
I've
ended up
heard that.
loving her.
I've
So,
heard she's great in it.
yeah, she is good.
Overshadows Christoph Waltz. Would you say?
Yeah,
That's
tenfold.
big.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's big.
Let me
She's
see.
great.
It is a predictable movie though, but I don't know if it's because I already kind of knew the story before I watched it. But I don't know. Acting, it's okay. She did the
Plus.
best. And besides the point, I'm pretty sure no one cares about her paintings in the first place. So I
That's the
don't
thing.
know
Yeah.
why they even made the movie. But you know what? I guess it's a story worth being told.
Tim Burton
So
cares.
No one
if they
cares.
could profit off of it, which I don't know if they actually did or not,
I
I'm
don't
pretty
think
sure
they-
it
I don't
bombed.
think they did. No,
Pretty
don't.
sure it bombed.
It bombed, yeah.
But I guess Hollywood will pretty much make a movie out of anything. So.
Yeah, no one cares about these movies. Tim Burton directed, Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
It was expected
So-
to be an Oscar-y movie.
Yeah.
And then, no.
Yeah.
Get bombed on.
That's my last scene, guys.
It's because the actual the idea, the concept for the movie, she's the one that actually paints, and then he takes it's an interesting story, but I don't know if it's high profile enough of the actual paintings themselves.
Yeah.
For
I could see a
people
lot
get
of
excited for
women
it.
wanting to love this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I feel like you
but-
get a good story out of it, but there wasn't enough fame there to get the story out there, kind of thing.
Well, Tim Burton owns like a lot of the original paintings in his house. It's like a passion.
well,
It was a passion.
Yeah, they are
project.
kind of
course he
creepy. The
does.
first time I saw them, I was like, these are very creepy. I don't know who would ever want them. Tim Burton? Yeah,
Oh, that
I'm
makes
sure.
sense.
Typical, right?
Yeah, pretty typical. Yeah.
I wonder how much they inspired. Because like you think of like Corpse Bride, or,
Everything he's done,
Yeah, a lot of big
He
eyes.
said it like
Jack
inspired
Skellington,
his
and,
look.
like, they have like all have like big eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
What would you rate this?
Right. How
In
many reels?
Oh, in reels? 3 reels.
Okay, and in bitcoins, how would you rate this?
In what?
In bitcoins.
What's that?
We don't.
We don't rate things in we don't
What
use
is
bitcoins.
Bitcoins?
That's,
I'm new. I
that's
don't know
the
what this
future.
is.
Pay
Oh,
no
okay.
mind.
It's the
That is
future
not-
of
Okay, well,
online
3
money.
reels.
3
That's
reels?
my
My
answer.
time that failed. Much like Bitcoin.
Thank you.
I don't necessarily recommend
It's
it,
just-
but
it's
if you're
just
bored,
Bitcoin? There's no
okay.
S, or is that what you just said?
No, I said much like Bitcoin.
Okay,
my joke failed much like
Tim
Bitcoin.
Burton.
that's brutal.
It's a good last scene.
That's
Yeah,
a very
that's
good.
good.
You brought it
Yeah.
to the table.
Thank you.
All right, let's move into our review of the week,
Let's get to it.
and that is The Witch,
Oh, here we go.
which came out February 19th of this year. Directed by Robert Eggers, his first film, directorial debut, starring Ralph Ineson, Kate Dickie, Anya Taylor-Joy, as the only 3 worth mentioning, I suppose.
Ruthless.
There was a goat.
What's it go?
We should mention the goat. Black
I'm not
Phil.
sure. I'm looking at the synopsis I have here on IMDb, and it's not that great.
Want to give us the Timnopsis?
Family in the 17th century leaves their Puritan community and set up their own land, which happens to be
Next to a forest,
surrounded by a forest that is inhabited by a witch.
possibly.
Very nice, Tim. Very nice.
Nailed it.
Things happen.
Shit goes down.
What do we think of The Witch? Anyone want to start us off?
It felt like I was watching the summative assignment on a film studies class in a local community college. Would you guys agree?
What does that mean?
I literally don't know what you mean.
It felt like it was like literally put together by a film student.
Really?
Really?
Yes. Not necessarily in like not. I'm not cutting it down in a terrible way.
Usually when you say it looks like someone from a film class filmed it.
I'm not saying it was shit, but I'm just saying it felt like it was done like it was a film study project. That's what it felt like to me. It was something about the cut, something about the scenes, the music. It seemed like it was like. Yeah, I'm sorry. Am I
The story
completely
was
out of
also
the park
very
here?
recycled.
Yeah. Someone speak to me, please.
Interesting.
I don't even.
Speak. Like, would you
I
agree?
got-
I'm
okay.
saying that
I
that's what the
disagree.
filming
I'll
process
I disagree,
felt
but
like.
go ahead.
Okay.
I couldn't disagree more.
Okay.
I didn't know it was a first-time director
Mm-hmm.
because it looks beautiful and it's well acted and it's fucking amazing
Okay.
and I loved it. And I'm
Okay.
not a horror
I
fan.
wish I could understand half the things they said, but
Yeah.
That was one gripe I had.
Right.
Whenever he did anything more than just talk, you couldn't
all
understand.
of them.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The only one I could understand was the older girl.
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah.
Didn't
liked
bother
her.
me at all. The performances were so good. I didn't care about the dialogue. Like you understand the gist of what every character is like trying to do.
Just angry shouting.
And I love the intensity and like the suspense. That there's some great like suspenseful moments.
It was just something about like the way it was put together. It felt like it was like a
It's definitely super low budget.
yeah.
Like $4 million
And,
budget.
and maybe that three and a half I think it was. But maybe that
Super
was
low.
what it was, like the actual editing part. But it felt like it was just like a not a student project, but like it was like a
I do have something to say to add on to
Okay.
that. Some of the times when he got very, very, I would say, excited or upset, it almost seemed like it was an audition, like an over-exaggerated audition for a play.
Are you talking about like the father?
The
or-
father, yeah.
Father, really interesting. I would say like on top of that, there were some bad. There was a little bit of bad acting, but for me, it was from the eldest son. Some of his
goodness.
earlier scenes, like let's be honest, like it would.
Well, why
in
don't we
my
get what we
opinion,
each thought of it before we get into specific things? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
overall, I enjoyed it.
Because I'm confused. I'm wondering what everyone's thinking. I went on the table. I love it.
I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was the most amazing thing I'd ever seen, though.
So meh.
Yeah, it was kind of just a meh to me.
I enjoyed it.
It was something very different from the horror genre we've seen today. I'll give you that. Like from the Conjurings and the Happenings and the Annabelles and the Insidious, all the movies we get today. This is something very different.
You know how many of those I like?
Yes, I do like those, though.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Regardless of what he's going to say, I do like
Not
those.
to say that they're bad, but like they all seem cookie cutter to me right now. It seems like they keep recycling the same kind of stuff every time we see it. Every time a new horror movie comes out, it seems like we've seen it before. This, I will admit, was very different, and I liked that.
Definitely.
Tim?
I'm
did
so
I
scared.
think
This
about
guy's
The
just
Witch?
looking at me ready to drop a bomb.
What did I think about The Witch? I loved it.
I knew it!
Yeah.
Up top.
Nice.
High five.
Boom.
That feels good.
I'm glad we got that out.
Emily, what did you think?
Okay, so when I first got in the car with Adam, I think I gave it a 3.5. Did I give it a 3.5?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
We do the rating at the end.
The more
but, yeah.
I have... Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
It's okay.
The more I've
not okay.
processed it, I hate it more.
Really?
Your rating went
Ruthless.
down.
Fucking
Yeah.
ruthless.
The more I've talked to people about it, and the more I've actually rewound it in my head.
Right.
Okay, hate's a strong word. I dislike it.
Greatly?
So you went from liking it to not liking it now. The more you
Certain
thought about
aspects
it.
in the movie that make me dislike it, yeah.
Really? That's devastating.
So we
We'll get into those later.
That's
Okay.
devastating.
we will wait until after we rate it, and then we go into
Okay.
our spoiler section. So don't
Yeah,
don't
no
throw out
spoilers yet.
any particular spoilers, but we can talk about vague parts throughout the movie.
Okay.
And you should say you're a huge horror fan, right?
I am, yeah, but
That's
I wouldn't
kinda why
call
you're
that a
on
horror
it, so.
film.
Ruthless.
I think it'd be more of a thriller than a horror film.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would
It's
call it
psychological
a gory thriller.
With
not
a big
gory.
drought in the middle.
There was a lot of blood. There was quite a lot of blood.
And maybe that's the problem with the horror movies that are coming out these days, is expectations for audiences.
Yeah.
Is to get these schlocky, like, dime a dozen horror
It's just
movies.
not Annabelle, Scott. It's just...
Yeah, it's not
It's not up
horror.
to
This is
par.
nothing like The Conjuring. Why am I even
it's
watching
not-
this?
Disgusting.
the boy.
Now, the people that in the theater
Boy.
all left saying it wasn't scary and they were expecting something different. I wasn't upset because it wasn't scary from start to finish. I was upset because I was more so unsettled and because of the huge drought in the middle of it, I'd say. And the time between scary to scary and unsettling. Like, very far and few between.
Were you guys upset that there was like a large, like a lack of witch throughout the movie?
No, I was good with that.
I liked that.
Yeah,
I love that.
I
My
want to know.
favorite
Like, I
thing
kind of
about
want
the
to know
movie.
like a little bit more. Like,
I thought there should have been more.
like not necessarily like a mention of like there's a story, like there's a witch or something like that. There like something more. Like, we know nothing about her. Like, there was
I guess if they added too much about her, it could have become...
taken
It
away.
could have been
from
that
it, yeah.
line between, like, good and, like, hokey,
Yeah,
I guess.
I
if they added
guess
too
yeah.
much.
But I kind of want to know more about it.
Here's a detail that might change that.
Okay.
It's set before the Salem witch trials.
Oh,
It's a big thing, obviously, like in the history of New England.
yeah.
And this is set prior to that. And
Okay.
we'll talk about what happens, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's certain
Okay.
they don't know
There isn't
about it yet.
everything they did after, of course, the Salem
Yeah.
witch trials.
So,
Okay, I guess that. Yeah,
without spoiling anything,
yeah. I guess
it's set
like,
prior to that.
a lot of this was taken from excerpts from like actual court. Like, I didn't know this.
And some stuff from the Salem witch trials
Yeah.
as well, some accounts and everything.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought this was just like a independent guy just thought of a script and made it. I didn't know this had anything to do with
Oh, yeah,
real
me neither.
accounts.
Me neither, yeah.
I found that very interesting.
Yeah.
I automatically assumed it was in Salem, Massachusetts. Was it?
It wasn't set in Salem, but I think it's
Supposed to be that kind of environment
Massachusetts.
kind of thing.
It's New England, yeah.
Yeah.
Like deep in the woods. But
I love the score. Anyone else really love the score?
Yes.
Or the lack
I
of
love
it?
the
Was
score.
there any...
Oh, there's music
Lots
Was
of
there? Okay,
There's
I clearly
music.
didn't notice it.
building up like crazy.
Yeah, it's called nuance.
lots of ominous tones. I wouldn't say it was just like. Well, I wouldn't say.
Did it feel like a film student put it together?
Just too atmospheric.
Like stock audio files. No. I wouldn't say like it wasn't like an over like it wasn't like there was you wouldn't go out and buy the CD to this.
No,
that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a serial killer,
yeah,
I pull up in my car and that's just playing. It'd be an odd thing.
You could use it to
If
play
you're
during
hunting
Halloween,
prey.
but no, there was a lot of like. There was a score to it, but I wouldn't say it was music to it. It was a lot of tone.
I wouldn't say it was memorable either.
you don't need.
No, I'm not saying that there should have been. I'm not sure they should have the latest Lady Gaga song playing during it.
Except
But,
I
like,
love
that would
her,
have been
so
amazing.
I do love
Poker
her.
face in there? You kidding me?
No, rah-rah, obviously.
Oh,
Rah-rah.
sorry.
Judas.
Judas, yeah.
Yeah, not
Or
rah-rah.
just-
Tim, you didn't know.
Or just have her sing the national anthem.
Oh.
Yeah.
Killing it.
I have kind of a
Or-
love-hate relationship with the score because, like, at one hand, I really liked that it made you kind of really like uneasy,
Mm-hmm.
but it was kind of jarring at times when it just kept building and building and building. It's like, okay, that's like really loud and like obnoxious
Yeah.
at some points, but
In the very beginning, like, it killed my ears.
Yeah, it was like there was a lot.
then on the other hand, like,
I don't know.
Like when it's like zooming in on like the forest and it just like slowly gets
Well,
louder
that's-
and like
I
the
mean,
voices, like the
cinematography is another story.
like the chorus, the like those voices that you hear. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. It
Why
reminded me
look
of
at
the
me?
2001 Space Odyssey soundtrack. Like
Yeah.
that part where like those voices like it starts to rhythm. I was like, holy shit!
It was just the one thing it not that the tones seemed like mismatched from like the scenes, but it seemed like there was like they were putting music where you wouldn't expect it to be, and I found that to be very interesting because like there were parts where I was like, okay, there's not much going on, and then all of a sudden there was these dark tones, but I'm like, what's going to happen? Why is this tone here right now? And I thought that was very cool.
I think it was trying to, a way of building tension.
Yeah, and the scene where not like necessarily a lot is happening visually.
Nothing happens.
So Emily, not a fan.
Oh, God.
Ruthless.
So we got Emily's score. Anyone else have anything else to say besides
I'm trying to think. Well,
non-spoiler?
I'll jump in. Yeah, I'll keep it spoiler free. I loved it because it's a good movie, and like I like good movies, not like shit horror movies. But I know it's like a psychological family drama, right? Like the cool thing for me was just seeing how psychologically the family's dealing with like this question of is there a witch, is there not a witch? Reminded me of like a poltergeist type deal, or maybe The Shining, something like more subtle and like mature and dark, and you're just watching these people like lose their shit basically, and that's what's terrifying to me. And like in terms of using the actual witch sparingly, I thought that was amazing. It was like Jaws or Alien.
Yeah.
Like you don't want a witch flying around on a broom like like
Yeah.
throwing pumpkin bombs.
I don't think anyone wants that.
Well, no, you don't. And I love just the few sparing moments they did show her. I found pretty genuinely scary. So it was pretty terrifying.
There was this thing I saw earlier today on Facebook. I can't find it now, but it was Guillermo del Toro tweeting back with another, I think, horror director of some sort, talking about horror movies and how they're not necessarily there to scare the audience to death. It's to scare the characters in the movie, which is what I loved about this movie because those characters are like terrified.
That's
Yes.
true.
It's
Actually,
not
yeah.
necessarily scary for me, but I'm like, these characters like are petrified right now. And I loved it.
Amazing. Yeah, this movie's like it's funny, it's very divisive. Like the hardcore horror fans, like you, Emily, most of the hardcore horror fans seem to be polarized. Like they're not loving this movie, and like even the people that in our crowd, they were like, when it ended, they're like, oh, it was terrible, like this is retarded, like this wasn't scary, what is this garbage?
Retarded.
Yeah, quote. And then like I'm seeing like the people in the industry, like you said, Guillermo del Toro
Praising this.
Stephen King.
Stephen King saying it's amazing.
Really?
The gods of horror saying it's a masterpiece. I'll use the word.
It has 88% on Rotten Tomatoes based on the
88%
critics
on Rotten
score.
Tomatoes.
Not as high of an audience rating though.
Tim, did
Right,
you happen
It's
to
much lower.
Did you happen to catch what people were saying when we were leaving the theater? I didn't really hear anyone say.
Well, that one couple stopped sucking face.
That was nice.
That was nice. I
That was
didn't have
nice
to hear
of them.
that in my ear the whole
Yeah.
time.
That
No,
didn't
the
add
Other
to
than
the
that, that was
atmosphere.
it.
it kind of reminded me of when No Country for Old Men ended, and everyone was just kind of like,
What just happened?
huh,
Yeah.
and got up. And I
All
was
right.
like, yes, I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably, it's not for the casual audiences, I guess.
Yeah.
I think the problem comes down to the trailer. When you see a trailer that tries to scare you, to entice you to come see it because it's scary,
The scares, yeah.
you're going to attract the horror and thriller
Right.
fans.
It's like
Exactly.
The Village.
So,
Audience expectations.
I mean, whether or not it disappoints them or not, it was still a good movie. But
it wasn't necessarily what people
I think it hit the
expected.
mark in other places for them.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
because, if you expect something and you're shot down from that expectation, it does suck.
That's
Yeah.
fair,
So I could see
yeah.
it.
That's
Kind of
very
like The Village.
fair. So,
Tim, milk
I
in this
really happen
village.
to like The Village.
Me and Adam were
Okay.
just melting off to each other here. We love The Village.
I did love
But
it as well.
very mismarketed. It got marketed as like a
Yes.
straight up horror movie, and it's not. It's a
No.
romance movie.
But, I mean,
love the Village.
hit or miss, right?
Yeah.
I loved it too, but a lot of people didn't.
Amazing. Thank you, guys. You know how long I've been too scared to say I love the Village in fear of getting shit on? It's great. This reminded me a lot of the Village, but
Yeah.
this is like what
Basically because of the setting.
it's what
And there's a
the
forest.
Village pretended to be in
Yeah.
the trailer.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was telling Emily on the way home from seeing it, it reminded me of like a better Crimson Peak thematically, just of like a young girl getting haunted by like these horrifying like demon like creatures, but it was like mature and well done.
Definitely.
It wasn't like
Okay.
Disney whatever Crimson Peak was, like horror movie for
Like it was,
kids,
like,
but
maybe
also
Disney.
rated
I
R.
still don't know how I feel about Crimson Peak, but
Me neither.
Yeah.
It's like tonally
Yeah.
broken.
Yeah.
It's like a horror movie for kids,
But that
it
setting
is
though was
rated
so
R.
good.
Yeah.
I like Crimson Peak.
I didn't.
Still on the fence,
But
kind
I like
that setting
it.
was
I only loved it
gorgeous.
because you can see my house in the first shots.
That's cool.
That's worth something.
Yeah.
Do we want to give our ratings?
Yeah.
Already gave my
Thank
And
grade.
spoilers?
Start with
Reiterate.
you, Emily.
Well, you
You said
gave
you gave
your
it 3.5,
original rating.
but it's
What's your current rating now that you hate it?
A 2.5.
So a mid 2.
That's ruthless.
both
Wait,
had it
no.
wrong.
It depends. Okay. It depends. If we're going to go as like an overall movie, okay, I'll give it a 3. If we
Okay.
really want to get into why I dislike it and why I haven't been able to sleep for the last 3 days,
Is that a good thing? Or bad?
and it's mortified me, no, in a way that like,
We'll
get there.
Spoilers
we'll get into it. But it's now a 2.5
So a heavy 2?
after I've had time to
It's a heavy
process it.
too.
That sounds like a
Heavy 2?
mid 2 to me.
2.5 is a 2.
It's a mid.
It's a
It's a
mid.
mid.
It's a mid 2. You hear that?
mid.
Can I point out that it's Emily's first time on the podcast and it's Ty's 33rd time? You're equally
Well, technically,
unsure.
32nd.
You're both equally
That's
as
right.
wrong.
32nd, yes. Ruthless.
I'm gonna give my rating. This is tough.
It is tough.
4 or 5. 4 or 5 reels.
Good. I like that rating.
Mhm.
Tim.
I'm going to go slightly higher and give it a heavy 4.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Tyler.
I'm playing with.
What do you
Two.
give this school project?
It's. I see. I didn't say. I said film studies, slightly more mature.
This is $4 million student film.
Yeah.
Film studies is a course in like university.
High
It's not,
school.
it's not even
I
like
took film studies in high school.
yeah.
Jesus Christ. That is fucking ruthless.
I'm playing with light 3 and heavy 2. Like, I didn't hate it, but I'm leaning more towards heavy 2. It was good, but it's not something that I enjoyed, like, personally. I like.
Well,
you know what
I'll
I mean?
tell you that logic for me
Yeah.
equates to a 3. If I think it was well made objectively, but I don't care about the material, I give it a 3. On
A
Letterboxd.
three. I'd probably rewatch. This I
A
saw
3
it.
is too generous, right?
Yeah, I think like a light 3. Like I was good. I don't think I'd rewatch it.
Really?
I saw it once and that was enough for me. I'd recommend it to people if they like certain types
Can I
of movies.
just... What did you give Annabelle again?
I don't remember. It was
I will
I don't
be...
think he rated it higher than that. I don't
No.
think he liked Annabelle.
no.
Pretty sure. I hope.
Is it
I
better
hope
than
to God
Annabelle?
he didn't
It's
give
It's
it.
it's better than
Same
Annabelle.
level?
I'll give you that. It was better than Annabelle.
You're lucky.
So I'm thinking
Scare factor, Annabelle must have been better though.
kind of just because it was a Hollywood scare though.
The jump scares.
And that's the
Yeah.
problem
Yeah.
with horror.
I'm gonna have
This wasn't a
to.
horror movie.
I'm gonna have to give it Oh, this is so... Okay, pass.
You can't
Heavy
pass.
two.
You're the last
Rate
one.
it.
No, we gotta... I'm supposed to rate it.
And then you want to come back to you.
Yes, give me a
So you're
second.
not getting none of this.
I'm... What?
He's gonna take your rating and then do the complete opposite
Yeah.
of it.
So you're like,
I should
Yeah.
5-bang it out of spite to all the horror fans that didn't like it, but I have to be true to myself. It is not a 5. 4.
Really? I liked it more than you.
4.
You let me down.
The more I think on the way home, we were looking at like heavy 3, but the more I think about it, I can't get to the part I love, my favorite part in the movie, until we hit spoilers. I'm gonna go with 4. I will say now that it could be heavy 4 on a rewatch.
Alright.
Ty, back to you. I hope you've
a light 3. I'm going with light 3.
Alright.
So I hated it the most. Okay.
Yeah.
disturbing stuff, guys.
With
Disturbing
that, let's
stuff.
move into spoilers. Who wants to start us off?
I'll jump in. I
Brainmeister.
teased my favorite part that I said I couldn't say until it was the spoiler section.
Mhm.
So
Now
since
it's the
it
spoiler section. What
Now's the time.
dost thou have to say?
was- Nice touch. I'll just put it bluntly. Main girl's name Mercy
Yeah.
Is it?
Nope, that's a
No.
No, that's
Thomason.
a good...
Thomason.
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 Thomason. Wow. When she's sitting in front of Black Phillip, the goat, and she's just like trying to bait, like asking him to talk, and then there's just that silence, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is it actually just a goat? Boom. Then you hear the voice. I lost my mind.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's sick.
that just took this movie to the next level.
That was cool.
And then my even more favorite part, when you see his boot heel just like hit the ground, and you can't even see because the way
You just see like his boot heel. You see his hand,
Tim,
And
right
just
there.
the side
Shoulder.
of her,
and
or
just
the
the
side of his
side,
face.
like the side of his nose. It's
Like
it was
nothing
amazing.
more.
It was amazing, that scene.
I was worried there. I was like,
Fucking
oh my god,
amazing.
are they actually gonna show like a goat talking? Because that
Right?
That's
That'd be
look really
laughable.
cheesy. And then they did
I
it. I was
was
just like,
worried
oh
about
my
that.
god.
I thought for sure they were going to show the goat face
The voice was great too.
talking. Amazing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like super deep and like typical
Like
devil
satanic
voice
or something?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like this kind of
It
calm,
was actually kind of
soothing
charming,
voice. You're just like,
actually.
"Ah."
As much as I didn't love the movie, that part
No wonder people get
actually
seduced by the dark side.
scared me. That part scared me.
Right?
In a way that wasn't like jump scare, obviously, but it made me scared.
Yeah.
It's weird.
And that's what you want. Jump scares are cheap. You want like a tense, like suspenseful, like, oh my
That
god.
scene was great.
I was literally sweating. And the lighting was so awesome because you couldn't really see him, but you knew something was moving.
Yeah.
And then you see that black hand like go over her shoulder. And you're just like, holy shit.
I'm feeling better about giving it a light 3 now. Yeah, like it.
Nice.
There was one jump scare part for me.
I feel like there was probably one or two. What was?
There's
what do
one
you
like
think?
very traditional jump scare, and that's
Remind me.
that's when the Caleb, the son, finds the hut in the forest,
Okay.
and the
Oh, the witch is like
the
kissing
witch
him.
appears, and
Puts her hand on him.
yeah, the hand.
Is that,
Was that a jump scare?
I didn't jump. What?
But it was like the music, like
The music
like right
was
as
it?
like attempting to make it a jump scare.
The music... The,
that. I didn't love that.
I didn't love
part.
that.
I thought it was cheeseball, that part, just saying.
I agree.
I thought...
But I didn't.
I liked it.
I like the concept because it's showing that. I like that again. You're not showing what the witch really looks like full, like on. It was showing what Caleb, the son, was seeing, like a
Totally, yeah.
There-
glamour
I love that.
version of the witch.
There was
Yeah.
more to that part, I think, rather than her just being hot. I think that
Because she was hot.
throughout the movie,
Yeah.
it's shown that he's tempted by his sister, his older
his
sister,
sisters,
which
their
makes me think that
sexuality.
really that witch is overlooking a lot of their family life a lot more than we think that they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so she does that because she knows that it'll
She's
tempt
preying
him.
on him and
Oh,
taking
Yeah.
advantage of
creepy.
him in that
Oh my
way.
god, it's
Yeah.
creepy.
Definitely.
I mean, any young boy would go to someone that's boobs were up to their chins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pick the right
Yeah.
model.
I,
Do you
I
want
would.
to touch on how the witch did that? Like, do you think
Probably
it
a
was,
corset?
No, I mean like how she, like
Oh.
visually like imprinted this other beautiful woman onto herself, basically. Like, do you think
Spell?
it was?
Could it have been her before she became a witch?
That's a possibility. But do you think it was the? I'll just get right to it. Do you think it was the baby mash that she applied? to herself?
Stop
Jesus
it.
Christ.
Could you have made that any more disgusting?
Baby,
I'm gonna say
I mean, it's a possibility, right?
The sacrifice made her hot?
I think
Right.
you're right.
And it was like a spell, basically. It was like
What you have to do to gain more power kind of thing?
Right.
That's probably why they
The sacrificial.
I'm going to say this.
Potentially youth? Because it is said in other, I don't know, folklore and stuff that sacrificing a young child does give whoever does it youth and beauty. So
There's a scene where baby gets churned like butter.
not happy about
I
it.
didn't even clue in when I was watching about it.
Oh yeah.
gave it as
Happens
a
about
baby.
5
I
minutes into the
told
movie.
him about this after the fact.
Almost.
I was struggling to find a time where I could see this movie, so I almost had to have Ashley see it.
Oh.
And I warned her. I was like, "It is a horror movie. I don't know if you're gonna like it." Thank God she didn't see it because she would have left
They literally
Right then
churned
and
babies.
as soon as that baby got churned.
Yeah.
She would have got up and left, and I would have been in the theater myself.
I'm surprised Emily here didn't.
I told you that I was about to
Yeah.
when that part
I
happened.
basically had to shackle
Because
her
I
to a
actually
scene.
understood the entirety of it. He didn't
The
at
premise
the
kind
time.
of behind it.
Yeah, I didn't even. I don't know what I was thinking.
I would just like to say that Adam thinks that they did a lot of implying during that scene. I think it was pretty blatant, and I think they could have done less to imply the same amount of what they did.
And I'm.
You could have just shown the baby and a knife, and I would have known what was happening. You didn't have to go that extra step.
They wouldn't have understood why. Like, if there was a baby there and just a knife, it was like, okay, she's gonna cut up a baby. Why?
You wouldn't have known that she was. Like,
She was mad. Like, there was a
was doing.
point to why what she was doing. I feel like they had to show that. There
Yeah.
was,
There's like so many
Okay,
ways.
even
I feel like they
even
really
just
held
showing blood
yeah.
would have been enough. But that stump had like blood and guts on it, and then she's mashing something. Like, no, disgusting.
Like, they
I
could have
almost
just
walked
thought,
out.
like-
I'm sorry.
And
Like,
it is a
public
movie.
service announcement to any woman that watches this or listens to it, whatever. Don't go and see it because it made me really, really mad.
A baby gets churned
And
Yeah.
there's more to
Like
it.
butter.
like butter.
It churned Emily's
There's a
stomach.
dead dog also. That's all I have to say. There's
Oh,
dead dog.
jeez.
It is a movie. I'd like to remind the women listening.
That was
No
pretty
dogs or
realistic.
babies.
No
died.
animals or babies were harmed. in making
Here's
this
what I
film.
think what use that scene served. I think because it was pretty early on, and you sort of like you get an idea of like, oh, is there a witch? Is it real? Not real? And then you see that scene and you're like, oh shit, shit's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Shit just
And,
got real.
and then nothing happens for a little bit.
That's what the purpose I was going to say it
And-
served. For the long drought that was about to happen, they had to stir the pot a little
If they
bit.
didn't have that
No
scene,
pun intended.
If they didn't have that scene there, then you would have it would have been a pretty big shock to find out that it was real. After that, like it would have been a bigger shock maybe, but
It's setting the tone for what the monster's capable of. It's
Exactly.
It's the opening of Jaws when the kid gets eaten.
yeah, like it's so you know what they should be afraid of.
Yeah.
In that it gives you an edge over the actors, like the characters.
It's like killing the puppy in John Wick. You need a reason to like be afraid of the villain and
Yeah.
Exactly.
hate the villain, right?
Gotta set that tone. My jump part.
Okay, we haven't talked about it?
No,
Okay.
that wasn't the one. When Black Phil.
Black Phil.
That was the name of the goat.
Black Phillip.
I just
Black
love that
Phillip.
you're cool with him. So
Black
Black
Phil?
Phil.
Well, what the hell am I
Black
supposed to
Phillip,
call him?
the goat.
Yeah, you know. No, never mind. When he tackles the dad,
That's great.
it was like I
Amazing.
thought like it was perfect until someone I was fine with it until someone behind me. I'm not sure if it was a couple that was macking out hard. I'm not sure if they if I kicked the seat or something like that, but something happened behind me, and then this, I'm like, oh shit, Black Phil! I was like, what the hell's going on? And it scared the shit out of me.
It was
It
that was
terrified
a pretty big like jump scare.
Yeah,
I'd say that
because-
was the only one, but I thought it was really well done.
But he was because the dad was just sitting staring at at his daughter, thinking what he's gonna yell at her, he's gonna flip. But all of a sudden he just gets bodied,
Just gored.
and this Black Phil, he just tackles him,
Yeah.
and so that really I jumped.
I
His
I
name's
was
Black Phil,
terrified.
guys.
I did not
Get
see that
on
coming.
board.
Did you see that coming at all?
I love Black Phillip.
I was just
He's
right.
up there with Michael Myers as top horror characters.
I love Black Phil.
I remember seeing the trailer and they were kept focusing on the goat
On the
inside
goat.
the trailer, and I was
And the
like,
posters, the
I was like,
goat's
I was
head.
like, they're just trying to show it off.
I
And
figured out the goat thing really early on because the rabbit comes out very early, and I noticed by the color of their eyes they're the same.
Didn't even.
We're the same.
She told me this in the car on the way home too. Didn't
I
realize
already
that.
knew from like the very
Blew my
beginning.
mind.
I knew the folklore behind the goat, so
I
I
knew the
was
rabbit
was
thing.
pretty
That
sure
too.
that I was early on. I was pretty sure that Lucifer was
I knew goats were have been associated with like
Yeah, oh yeah.
Evil.
pagan stuff,
Reasonable.
but
Demons.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I was pretty sure that it was the goat pretty early on. So I was kind of just
It's on the
waiting for it.
poster.
I never. See, that's the thing. I never saw a poster. I never saw
thought
a
it
trailer.
was
And I never saw a
The
poster.
poster is
Yeah,
the witch with Black Phillip profile shot. That's it.
You're not formal with Black
So-
Phillip? I call him Black
honestly,
Phillip.
I'm excited for a rewatch because things I hadn't thought about the first time, like the we just said the rabbit, like being a witch, kind of in disguise or whatever, like Black Phillip style. How creepy is that to rewatch it, knowing there's just like rabbits on, like a rabbit on the farm, just like hanging out, but the whole time that's a witch that could literally murder the entire family.
Well, think about the time he was literally a second away from shooting that rabbit. The gun backfired in his face.
Which we know was that like a witch
Well, it had to-
deflection spell?
Yeah.
Or was it just coincidence or what?
Deflection.
Spell.
Deflection. It's like they're like LARPing up.
Yeah.
Expelliarmus!
Yeah.
I do have a question because I'm interested in what you
Defendo.
guys think.
That's what you told me in the car?
Yeah,
This is good.
I think it's very ambiguous as to whether the older daughter had been practicing witchcraft prior to being procured by Black Phil, or if she was chosen,
We're formal with Black Phil. He's just Black Phil.
or if she had been chosen after the fact. Because if you notice, a lot of times when something happens to her family, she's always somehow spared. Or is that kind of her doing? Is she kind of going through an initiation thing? Or have they just decided to kill off her whole family to choose her in the end?
I think he was testing her. Like, kind of like
But-
killing everyone, like hurting everyone around and kind of thinking like how she would react to it.
But here's my reason for not thinking that. Who kills their mother like that in cold blood? Right?
Yeah, well, that's...
Second of
see,
all,
who
right
takes
after
a nap
finishing...
right after?
Right after finishing, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
She goes to that little cottage, whatever thing it is,
Yeah.
lays her head down. As soon as she gets up, she goes right to Black Phillip.
Yeah.
Why?
That's true.
No one left.
Almost as if she already knew that there was something about him.
Maybe
Right?
something
Well,
happened
because
like
the kids,
that
like
night.
the twins were saying that they were
But
talking.
she was quick to bring that up.
She was pretty quick.
And if this was prior to the Salem witch trials, she wouldn't have any former knowledge about things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
I do wonder if it's sort of, it's a combination. Like it's, she didn't have any knowledge, or she wasn't aware of it before, and that it was just like it was folklore to them too. Like, they still knew about witches. Like witches were still a thing, but
They didn't have as much knowledge as they did after the
there
trial,
wasn't
or
like
during.
persecution or anything like that before, really. But the fact that she, like, I don't think she wasn't aware of it. Like, she wasn't a witch herself before, but then these things happen, and then her family gets killed through this, these situations, these acts that happen, and then
She
eventually
acts as her mom, no problem.
Yeah,
That's my question.
I mean, I'm trying to remember these exact circumstances.
Well, here's the thing. This is one thing. Sorry, there's one thing that really confuses me, is right when then they've been literally boxed into that hut or that goat, the goat house or whatever it is.
When the father boards them.
Yeah, when he
I'm
boards them
waiting
in.
for
The
this.
barn.
What happened there? Because they were all locked in. Something was walking around, and all of a sudden the witch is inside, and that's all we see.
And the older daughter is nowhere to be seen in that shot.
That's the thing. Right after that, like
Shoots up.
no, but she wakes
After
up
the fact.
afterwards.
After
Oh, you never
everything's
see
slaughtered.
her and the old lady together.
No, the kids are screaming. The witch is there. You don't see the sister. And then when you wake up, she's covered in blood. The kids are gone. The witch is gone.
Does she show any kind of upset when her little brother goes missing? At all? Does she attempt to go find him? No. When her, the middle-aged brother, I guess, whatever his name was. Caleb goes missing. What does she do? She instantly runs right back to her family. Oh, I can't find him. Don't know where he is. She doesn't go searching for him.
It is called The Witch, not The Witches. The movie in general.
Yes.
Implying
think
it's
it's
no
the
one
same.
witch.
That's definitely what the title implies, that you're watching her become a witch.
Yeah.
Question is she willing and like about it, right? Like, or is
I don't think she is in the beginning, and then eventually
Well, that's the question. I think it's ambiguous. I think they want the audience to debate like we are now. did she get seduced by Black Phillip's whole like plan, or was she willingly like auditioning for Black Phillip knowing he was there? Those are the only two options.
Well, that's why I'm curious, because she if there was something that happened in there, she would have woken up covered in blood. She woke up with blood on her hands.
I tend to lean toward...
What happened?
I lean toward she was auditioning on purpose, because if you remember when her little sister is joking around saying she's the witch of the forest by the
She
riverbank,
goes really into it.
she knows every piece of lore behind witches. She goes, no, I've seen the book. I've signed it. I could eat your flesh right now. She happens to know every
She
single
knew about the book.
thing.
And dancing naked in the woods.
Yeah. Oh, she did say that.
What? Oh, she said dancing.
She did say that. You're right.
The fact that at the beginning of the movie they established she knows everything there is to know about witches.
Might be worth a rewatch.
And she
Mm-hmm.
sells
She does a
out...
lot more than you think she does.
Interesting.
Definitely
She
puts a new
sell-
spin on it.
She sells out her siblings real quick to her parents when they
About
suspect it might
Black
be her.
Phillip.
Yeah. That's true. I might have to rewatch
It
this.
honestly makes it creepier for me thinking that like she was in on it. I'm just getting creeped out. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah,
get
'cause
me weird here. Feeling
I
weird.
could see her being in on it then, because like when she does go to Black Phillip at the end, it's pretty sudden that she's all of a sudden down with like witchcraft and is okay with it. She's
No.
like, "Hey, where's that book?"
Sign me up.
Also, is there a reason why they would spare her and not just eat her like the rest of them? Really?
She had potential.
Do they
If it
need
was-
more witches, though?
Whoa.
what do you mean?
Probably.
I don't understand.
But they singled her out from the very beginning.
Who did? Did they spare her? Who spared her?
They spared her right from the very beginning. That witch
don't
could have
know
taken
either.
her and her baby brother right in the very beginning.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it doesn't.
So when she's playing peekaboo with
Mm-hmm.
the baby and then it disappears. Yeah. Why didn't it take her?
From the very beginning.
Why didn't when it took Caleb? Why didn't it take her?
Also, let's just zoom right to the beginning when they're being banished from that village. You notice how she's kind of off and she's standing there?
No, what part?
Yeah, I don't.
And they're ready to leave? And she's just kind of standing there, like zoned out?
I don't
Yeah.
remember this.
That made
Very
me
scene.
think that there was something wrong about her from the very beginning.
I don't recall this.
They were banished. I don't.
Yeah, they were banished from
From
the town.
their village.
It's like the
Because they were
first scene.
unbaptized, I think, right?
Something like that, yeah.
I don't
The
remember.
whole family.
No, I don't remember. Okay, so now I definitely have to
Creepy,
rewatch
oh
this.
my God.
I was under the impression they were banished because they were like too religious. for
Oh,
a
the
religious-
courtroom, like literally the very first
Yeah.
scene when they're in the court, and like he's like they have to walk around, they have to leave.
I don't know. I found that her kind of staggering there and waiting to join the rest of her family
Mm-hmm.
kind of singled her out right from the very beginning, as if she was what was going to, like,
Something else
everything
was-
was going to be
yeah.
revolving around.
Okay,
I may have to boost my rating the more we talk about it. I'm loving this. Even
I don't want to have to say that, but I might have to as well.
Don't get me wrong,
like
it's still
it more.
2.5 for me because
Oh,
of the baby
God.
killing and the dog killing.
Wow.
That's true. There was
And
that.
doesn't she like seem to know exactly what she's doing when she goes to talk to Black Phillip? Like the wording, it's like she's done it before or something. She's
I
like,
don't think she's done it before. I think she was.
I don't think she's done it before either.
It
but
seemed
it's-
like she knew that there was a witch or something going on around her area, and she was interested in joining. And then she was putting pieces together because I think Black Phil, was actually talking to the two twins.
Yeah.
And then she's like,
Right.
the twins have said that you are talking to them. Is it true? And that's when he finally reveals himself, being like, yeah, it's true. Do you want to join up?
You want to sign up?
Yeah.
That goat was terrible. Now I'm thinking about that goat. Like scared me more and more every time I saw it.
The more I think about it, like that's creepy.
Yeah.
Because the first watch, I'm just like, it's a little more ambiguous. It almost had me thinking like, is there a witch?
Yeah.
But even though you know there's one, they set that at the beginning.
Like shit just keeps going wrong, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking like, well, someone's lying. Like the kids might be lying about the goat, maybe not. I had so many questions, but now just looking back, knowing that like
I hated those two kids.
Black Phillip is
I thought they were adorable.
I hated them.
like
Throw them
wizard
into
or
a fire.
warlock or whatever they
You
call
never
it.
really
He's
know first time
Satan.
through.
He's Lucifer. He's supposed to be at least. At least according to
Right.
the folklore.
Right.
That's what he was supposed to be.
That's terrifying.
If I got that, or he's just like another demon, basically.
Yeah, or yeah.
Yeah, I never.
But like he was like
I didn't get the
Satan.
full Lucifer thing from it.
I kind of I got Lucifer vibe.
But maybe,
you know,
I mean-
taking taking
The Devil's Book.
Yeah, sign your soul.
Right.
Do we want to talk about the very ending?
Oh, God.
The ending?
I know some people are having issues with it. Christian Harloff from Collider was not a fan of the very ending. He said it wasn't like ambiguous enough.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you said the same. Showing her like loving becoming a witch. She was like cackling and just like fully relishing it. Actually, now that I mentioned
That's another thing that makes me think she already was one.
It fights for the argument that she was planning on becoming a witch the entire time. Because at the very end, she's like,
she wasn't
clearly
scared.
loving it.
Yeah,
She loved it.
Well, it seemed like right after she signed the book, she was a totally different person. Like it was like a switch, you know, like so like maybe some sort of possession or like not even necessarily possession, but like it's like something happened to her like after that. She wasn't the same person after she signed the book.
Like her soul's gone?
Yeah.
Almost,
Thanks, Tim.
Almost like
Almost
that.
like she's a witch after that.
My God, you're right.
We need to rewatch.
Where I thought that scene should have cut, when she's walking naked up to the circle of witches, she sees them dancing maybe for a couple seconds. Cut.
Yeah, the whole floating away thing.
I thought it was a little bit too much.
Yeah, because that kind of lended more towards your theory of we don't need witches flying around. Granted, they were nude, so it made it a little better, but we don't need them just flying around.
But again, it was a tease, right? It was like the last shot of the movie to have them levitate. It wasn't like as like blatant, lazy as having them like.
Yeah, but it's like what
nuts.
like what sense did it make? You know, like a lot of like what did it add to the end? Them flying away. Would it have been any better if they had, would it have been like would it have changed anything if they had just stopped it when her walk? I thought
seeing her love it too is creepy because they did just slaughter her whole family, right?
I think her just literally walking up and then like doing the whole smiling thing, ending there. I think that would have been much creepier. I think that them floating away kind of just took away from how real it kind of felt.
Made it kind of hokey.
Yeah, which is why
I see that point. I don't know if I agree with it, but I totally can understand how people feel that way. I would have been okay with ending it before she even hits the woods. Just her walking with
the goat?
Black Phillip, like the goat.
Mm-hmm.
Just leading her into the forest.
Right before she actually hits the forest, just fade to black.
Yeah.
After she signs the book, just walking away and then, fade to black.
Do you think that the witch in the forest was dancing there?
What do you mean?
Do you think that she was one of the witches dancing?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Why not?
For sure.
Because like it seems like there's three different villains in this. You know, like there's like the circle of witches, and there's the witch in the house, and then we have Black Phil. Should I call him Black Phil? Does that make you guys start giggling?
Makes me feel
time?
better. Black Phil makes me laugh. I feel like he's like your buddy that you know.
Cool.
Hey, Black Phil, what up?
Philly. No. Black Phil, what up? No,
all I know is it's way more terrifying to think that the family was just sitting ducks while these like witches and Satan just preyed on them and just played games with them the whole time.
Yeah.
The scare factor wasn't there for me the first time. I almost think it'd be scarier on a rewatch.
Yeah.
Knowing this now, I'm thinking so.
I might force feed this all the way to a 5-banger.
This might force me to a 3.
Like I want to stress, I'm no horror fan.
I didn't realize there was this much debate to be had.
Neither did I until we actually opened this.
I didn't either until she brought it up in the car on the way home.
It's got me thinking.
Yeah, this is a rewatch for a potential higher rating.
I'd like to rewatch it and see how many more things she says that kind of determine whether or not.
There's probably stuff we're forgetting too.
Fan
right?
theory.
Yeah.
Posted on Reddit.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I've been Reddit after this.
I'm very interested.
Yeah. I was. Ed, do we have any? What other thoughts do we have on this?
I don't know. Do we have anything else?
Other than I love it and hate the people that don't.
As much as I love a debate, anything I debate with him on a daily basis. I think that makes me like the movie more just because I can debate it. But at the same time, if we're going to look at the movie as a whole without the debate, I still give it a 2.5.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You know, like, this debate has definitely opened my mind up to definitely rewatching this and diving a little deeper into it.
I think you guys should give it brownie points for having a deep enough story to debate after.
I know
how many horror movies.
I'm gonna go back and I'm going to rewatch this, not maybe in theaters, but I'm definitely like this is potential for a higher rating.
All right,
I'm intrigued.
Well, if you guys go out and watch this movie this week, leave a comment and let us know what you thought.
Weigh in.
A lot of thoughts going on.
Yeah, let us know what you thought. Add to the discussion. I think with that, we'll move on into our news topics this week. First topic this week is the news that Disney will be doing a Mary Poppins sequel.
Necessary. Very
Set
necessary.
20 years after the original.
Which I didn't even like in the first place.
It's a classic.
So-
It's a classic.
Sequel set 20 years later.
Sequel.
Okay.
That's official.
Originally starring Julie Andrews
Mhm.
and Dick Van Dyke.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Emily Blunt is in talks.
Which I
to
can see.
lead.
I don't
Let's
see it.
it.
You do not see.
You don't see it.
Well,
Really.
it's 20 years after.
That's
Oh
what I
yeah,
don't
no.
get.
Storyline wise, I don't see.
Confusing.
Why is
Okay.
she the same age as...
Young, maybe.
Unless she
A
doesn't
daughter?
age.
Is it now? I haven't. I mean, it's set on a
daughter?
series of books.
Maybe.
It was
Mary
like that. That era's like Harry Potter, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
There was a bunch of books.
Maybe she's a witch.
I was gonna say, have you seen the original?
Tie-in.
Just fly an
Baby
umbrella.
sacrifices to stay young.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Baby
umbrella or that
Anyone?
bag. She's
She also
just
churns butter, if you know what I mean.
Oh!
I don't understand.
Babies.
Oh, right.
She murders babies.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct. Yeah. It makes baby jelly.
slathers them all over herself.
Oh god.
And this movie will also be directed
Jam.
by Rob Marshall, who did Into the Woods,
Yes, he did.
Chicago, Memoirs of a Geisha, among others. So, what do you guys think of this news? This idea?
I think the giggling when you said Mary Poppins sequel sums it up. I don't even know what to say.
Okay.
I'm just gonna jump in on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really give a shit.
I don't think anyone's gonna care.
Okay.
It reminds me of the
Fine.
sequel to Wizard of Oz.
No one cared.
No one cares.
There's a
Starring James
sequel.
Franco.
It was a sequel to Wizard of Oz. No, that's not even the sequel. There's another movie. Came out like 1980 something.
No way.
Yeah, Return to Oz.
Oh God!
Have you seen it? Emily's seen it.
I've never heard of this.
What's the James Franco one called? Return to
Oz.
Oz the Great.
Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yeah.
Return to Oz. Is there like? I feel like maybe
There's-
I have seen it.
People
like an
on like
Oz,
rollerblades on their hands.
Yes,
and wheels. Yeah.
I saw it when I was a kid. It
Yeah,
terrified
It's
me.
terrifying.
Oh my god!
And it's like
I cracked
40
the
years
code.
later.
That's
It's
what it
terrifying.
is.
Never heard of this.
And isn't there like
Because
a
no
desert?
one really cared
There's a
about
big
it.
desert scene. Yeah.
Tim, you just blew my mind. I was wondering what my
I
nightmares
saw it
were
as
from.
a kid. I remember renting it from my library. It's like one of those movies.
I
Right.
thought that
Came
was
in
the
the
sequel
80s,
to
but
the
in a
Oz
clear
TV
case.
show, though.
I don't know, it's called Return to Oz, and it's Dorothy.
I'm surprised you didn't see it in the
Okay.
theater when you were like our age. You know.
I would have been like 40 at that time.
Yeah.
I took my kids to see it.
So
Yeah.
no, yeah. If you were unclear, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Next.
I loved Mary Poppins growing up. I
You are
would
the
dance.
male Mary
I
Poppins.
would dance around with an umbrella, jumping off high places.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That was my shit.
Is it funny that I can picture it? Like it's
Yeah, makes so
Yeah.
much sense.
Does it make sense a little
It's
bit?
not
It really
shocking. It makes perfect
Fucking
sense.
Gary Poppins over here.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll pay to see that movie.
Oh boy.
Gary Poppins,
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
the sequel.
I am intrigued.
Intrigued.
Yeah.
I do like Emily Blunt.
Me too.
Mhm.
She's a big plus.
Who
for me.
doesn't like Emily
I did like
Blunt?
her in Into
She
the
does
Woods
everything.
as well. so-
Comedies, dramas, musicals.
to
She was
see,
the only
action.
thing I liked from
Action.
Into the Woods.
I did like Into the Woods. I love.
Okay, so as two people that have seen it, Emily and Ty,
Mhm.
I've also seen it.
what? Oh, Tim.
Boom.
Whoa, I didn't know you
Mic
went
drop.
there.
I went there.
I didn't know you
Some
indulged
musicals.
in such.
But you're no problem thinking that I did.
No problem. Gary Poppins saw it, but what do you think of the director taking this on? Is it a good fit? All three of you?
That makes sense.
Yeah, I can see him doing this. Like, it's if they did do it, it'd be a very different type of musical.
Okay.
Just because like this, like the one that like Into the Woods is based off a classic Sondheim play. So like to see that and then to see something with like a very different type of spin, like Mary Poppins.
Based on a
It's-
book series, still based on something.
Yeah, still based on something, but like this was like he went from like a darker darker theater production to like something like Mary Poppins.
Which is sung
Light
the
and
whole
fluffy.
time.
Yeah. So
If you didn't know that,
Into the Woods was dark.
the
I
whole
mean, I
movie's
haven't seen it.
the
So.
whole movie's a musical too.
What is?
darker
Into the Woods.
for kids.
From
Like,
start to finish.
The whole thing's a musical. They sing every line in the movie, except for like a couple lines that are spoken.
In the beginning, I think, too.
yeah, a handful.
Well, thank
with
you
the,
for like making it concrete that I'll never see it.
Yeah.
That's good. Never have to waste my time with that bullshit. Sorry.
hypocrite.
Sorry,
Anyways,
Gary.
what? No, I'm intrigued to see what they do with this. I want to know how Rob Marshall will go about doing this.
Yeah.
I want to see how they make it appealing to this generation.
Yeah, it's tough because like how many people, even this generation, like can say that they've actually seen Mary Poppins.
I've seen it, but I don't remember.
Remember it?
Countless times. Actually.
But like the general movie-going audiences today, like the average person.
Yeah.
I mean,
like kids today. What kids do you know have seen Mary Poppins?
To sell this. But Emily Blunt, I'm in for Emily Blunt.
Yeah, she's perfect choice, I think.
No.
If you're gonna pick one actress to play Mary Poppins,
yeah. If someone
right now
had a gun to my head,
that's a pretty good choice.
Old Julie Andrews
said, "What do you care about the least, Mary Poppins? Okay, who you want to play her?" I'd probably say Emily Blunt, I guess.
Yeah, she has a vague like look, resemblance. Like
She's
she
British,
looks,
right? British.
Yeah.
So it's fine
She
with
looks kind of like young Julie Andrews.
it.
So.
Emily, do you like the original Mary Poppins? Not a fan.
No.
Being the only girl here, I figured I'd ask. It's
No, I didn't like
girl
it.
demographic.
I could
Not
care
a fan.
less about it.
Ruthless, alright.
Well,
I like that.
shit all over my childhood. Perfect. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah. I felt
Sorry,
like 1,000
GP.
flashbacks to me jumping off like 2-foot steps with umbrellas.
I could just picture it.
Oh, I did it.
Oh, man.
Just a spoonful of sugar, Mom.
It was
I
cocaine.
don't know why. Yeah,
Tim's bits right there.
Yeah, that's Tim's.
that's my Mickey Mouse impression.
Let's move on into our next news topic, and that is the announcement that we will be getting a spin-off to the Transformers franchise. I know you guys are all looking forward to that and all excited for additions to that universe.
Because they've been doing so well.
Yeah, and that will be a Bumblebee spin-off film. Not many details released about it, but what are your thoughts of this expanding Transformers universe, and is Bumblebee a good way of adding to that universe?
I will mimic Adam's comments on Mary Poppins. Someone had a gun to my head and said, "What do you care least about?" I'd say Transformers. They were like, "Well, we're doing a spin-off movie. Who would you want to see?" I'd be like, "I guess Bumblebee."
All right.
Terrible idea. He doesn't speak.
I think that, in my opinion, he is like the weakest Transformer. Like I don't give a
As far as
shit.
potential.
Yeah, like, and if Michael Bay has his hand in this, then we know it's gonna be.
Oh, he's got his
all over
hand.
it.
We know it'll be
He's
amazing.
got his hand. He's got his other hand.
He's gonna George Lucas the
He's got
shit
his
out of this.
feet. He's got
Yeah.
his face. He's got everything in it.
Yeah.
He's fully inside that cookie jar.
Yeah. Hey, remember when I had like those movies that were kind of relevant and some people kind of had like a cult following for them? Well, I'm gonna do a spin-off and make it even fucking worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where Harry pitched it.
Yeah. Probably yes. Yeah. How could they say no?
Just a boy in his car.
What are
I
your thoughts?
just like
Will this crash and burn, or will it?
Please, Shia LaBeouf.
I'm
come back.
literally praying that it crashes and burns. Like whatever kills this
Explode.
So it
expanding
ends forever?
universe. Yeah. Like I want this expanding universe, air quotes, to implode on itself like a black hole and just suck Michael Bay up with it, and just hopefully he never makes another movie.
Him and George Lucas just both
Kill
gone.
them both. Get them out of here.
Didn't they announce that they are doing like the next 3 Transformers or something like that? Like they're going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Yeah. Like there are
Like
3
that
more.
they're being made.
They
or
will be.
what's
Yeah,
the-
they're doing 3 more Transformer movies.
They're doing 6, 7, 8. 6 of the spin-off, and then 2 more.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Sickening. Emily, you have any thoughts about Bumblebee?
passed out
Again,
there.
I could care less.
Good.
Gripping.
Good.
I echo your sentiments.
Thank you.
I honestly, like you said, Ty,
Yeah.
like, just why Bumblebee?
The
He
weakest.
doesn't weakest. Just
Yeah.
so weak. Like, yeah, he
agree.
was Sam Witwicky's like sidekick.
But he didn't do anything. You know, like all he
He
did was
the
move
first
around.
one,
Yeah.
but does that mean he's the most worthy?
Like they keep referencing the primes. If they're gonna do anything, maybe make a movie about like go back a bit and show like the prime history. That might that wouldn't interest me either. But if there was going
If
to
it
be
wasn't
one,
Michael Bay, like if it was like a director, like an interesting director.
I'm
No.
pretty sure Michael Bay's not doing the Bumblebee movie. If that's what you're saying.
see, you say it like that, and it just makes it sound even stupider.
I just wonder what
Saying the
direction they're
Bumblebee
going to go.
The
with.
Bumblebee movie.
I know.
Like it's just a team up with another.
They'll probably
kid,
get one of
or-
his guys, like the guy who did TMNT 1 or something. Not TMNT 2, it looks like a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah,
so
it's great. Crane's in it.
Wow.
can't get better, literally.
to actually
All
watch
right.
number one.
Bumblebee. Don't really care. Hope it crashes and burns. Let's move on
Literally.
into our next news topic, if you guys don't mind.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Please, Scott.
Please change the subject.
And that is the teaser that was released for a film called Pete's Dragon that came out. What do we think of this teaser
I'll take
for
the
Pete's
floor.
Dragon?
Don't care.
Ruthless. Speaking of going back to Mary Poppins with childhood classics that we grew up, or that I grew up on, I love the original Pete's Dragon. It's amazing.
Is it a movie? Or is it a book?
Ruthless.
Is this
It's
related?
a movie, sir.
Yeah, is it like
Thank
Puff the
you.
Magic Dragon?
Never heard of this.
It is it's closer to Dudley the Dragon.
Dudley
I
the
would
Dragon.
say.
Oh
That's what I
god,
think.
Dudley Dragon is terrible.
Oh God!
Two very different things.
Yeah,
Also-
now that I think about it, scratch that. Tim, edit that
Was
out.
it Gilbert Godfrey that lived inside a tree for Dudley the Dragon? That was
Oh
him,
my
right?
god, no!
I'm pretty sure that
It
was
was
him.
an Aboriginal actor.
Dudley the Dragon was the one with the
Wasn't
polka dot
Gilbert
shorts.
Godfrey?
Right? Was it polka
Nice
dot shorts?
story,
No.
sweetie.
Dudley the Dragon's different.
Yeah, Dudley Dragon.
Tim, you might want to edit that out. There's gonna be multiple communities.
I haven't seen it
mad
since
at
I was
you.
7.
70 years ago.
You picked out Gilbert Gottfried at age 7.
Anywho, yes, it was a movie. It was live action, but the dragon, Pete's dragon, title character, was 2D, like 2D animated. It was like Roger Rabbit.
So shitty.
Oh,
It's a masterpiece.
Okay.
This looks the. Don't give a
So
shit.
the only person that
Very
could potentially
specific.
care about this doesn't care.
Can I say what the trailer reminded me of?
Mm.
What? Oh,
Take Good Dinosaur and How to Train Your Dragon and mash them together, and you would get that trailer.
Yeah, the kid actually
Pretty
did look a
much.
lot like the kid from
pretty spot
Good
on.
Dinosaur.
Good Dinosaur, yeah.
Oh shit.
And How to Train Your Dragon because it's a flying.
Are you
it
trying
To be
to
fair-
swoops.
Okay.
but we have to be
Right?
fair. Pete's Dragon came out like 50 years
Oh,
before.
yeah.
No, I know, but I feel like I don't know. That's not knowing Pete's Dragon. That's pretty much.
I have seen
What it reminded
images
me
of this movie before now that I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who knew Pete's Dragon?
Yeah, I didn't know about it.
Peering over on Tim's
I gotta say,
mem banks
Doesn't look
there.
good.
Keep in mind, I was 5.
Yeah, they're taking
Very
the
Mary
essence.
Poppins style here.
So, classic?
Wow.
Two things I noticed from the trailer. A, I thought
I do know it.
Yeah, I do.
I'm showing you the image for
Yeah.
all you people.
It's
maybe
just-
Scott will throw up a screenshot from the film. It does look atrocious now that Tim shows me. Dear God, what have I done?
Here's
loved
If
it
your
when
Weekly
you were a
Planet has
baby.
taught me anything, never go back
Never go back.
to what you loved as a kid, because it's not as good
Shout
as
out
you
to the
remember it
Weekly
being.
Planet. You guys are right. You can
Except
never
for
go back.
Labyrinth for me, that is still just as golden as it was back then. So.
classic.
I do watch a lot of kids' TV shows, to be honest.
Well,
not
This is a
quite
confession on the
truly-
Upper Late podcast.
between you and the FBI.
I own Beast Wars. Reboot.
Anyways,
People's Exhibit A.
I will say
I'm not done yet. Batman the Animated Series.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
What's the redhead's name in this movie?
Pete?
The girl,
The dragon.
Ron Howard's daughter.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, Jessica Chastain, amazing. Like,
I thought it was
That's
her
not
too.
Jessica
I
Chastain.
thought it was her too.
Academy Award level actress, and then Robert Redford, incredible. And then it said Bryce Dallas Howard. I was like, got me again. God damn it.
That wasn't Jessica Chastain?
Like Jurassic
No.
World all over again. No,
Bryce
that was Bryce
Dallas
Dallas
Howard.
Howard.
Come on.
Really?
And I noticed. Oh, the other thing I noticed was clearly the effect shots have not even begun because there's zero dragon in this except for like one flyby.
Shadow.
A quick flyby.
Like a YouTube post like effects.
No, I
like
thought it was just a
Windows
shadow.
Yeah, was it a shadow?
Mhm, it was a
yeah.
shadow.
So like Windows Media Maker, like whoosh.
You know,
Wasn't great.
the one thing about that, like, I haven't seen the movie, but I'm assuming the one thing that made it a classic was that it was done at that time. So they were just then incorporating live action with what was honestly a 2D shitty dragon. But at that time,
Okay.
it looked, it's something
Tread
that kinda,
lightly.
it brought something back to life for kids watching it. Like there's something kind of cool about a cartoon, seeing that in live
Groundbreaking
action.
at the time.
Now,
Even you could say even groundbreaking.
As a 5-year-old,
To go
I
back
thought
and-
it was groundbreaking.
yeah,
Is
to go back.
Pete's Dragon in this one going to be very animated?
I think it's gonna be like full
CGI.
CGI.
Yeah.
3D.
It'll be like
CGI, so
full
not
Aragon.
animated.
Yeah, so in this, they're taking away what was
Not
the
2D.
essence
Of that movie.
of that, what made it special. Now it's just like a live action movie with a dragon in it. We've seen that, so it's taking away what the
We have
special,
seen
what is special about the original. I'm imagining it would.
I thought from
have a-
the
you make a
poster
great
I
point.
saw at the theaters that it looked like it was animated.
Like
What do you
fully
mean?
animated.
The dragon looked animated.
That's just terrible CG, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Kind of like Apocalypse not being finished kind of thing before. Yeah.
I hope it's more like Smaug dragon versus Aragon dragon. But...
Oh, it's worse than Aragon. I can guarantee that now. There's no way. They'll try to mimic the 2D animation style, and it'll look like shit.
Do you think so?
Yeah. They'll try to like make it like cutesy and like.
It'll probably be like the same color, pink hair.
It won't be like Smaug. Like
3D.
it's not gonna be like detailed.
It's not
like
gonna be
amazing.
hyper realistic. Like...
No, of course not. It's like Scooby Doo. Like smooth, unrendered, like untextured.
To be
garbage.
honest, though, things to make a remake of would be things like that nobody remembers.
Yeah,
because the worst is to make a remake of something that you feel like it's been done not that long ago. No one cares anymore.
Right?
But like something like that I never would have thought of in a million years for them to redo, and they're redoing it, it might.
They'll find an audience with.
They
kids.
might like it.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Adam.
They'll find an audience with one 23-year-old.
Yeah.
Named Adam Franey.
Yeah,
my favorite movie of all time.
So I'm going to see it also, apparently.
Yeah, you'll be coming.
I guess they saw the box office for, like you said, How to Train Your Dragon and Good Dinosaur. And
is there anything,
we can capitalize on this,
was there anything shitty made a long time ago?
Yeah.
Let's just rehash that. Like,
Also, the director directed a movie I last seen a while ago, Ain't Them Bodies Saints. Great movie. Very dark adult movie. Nothing alike. Very odd choice.
Kind of like
a Western.
George Miller directing Babe, A Pig in the City. And Happy Feet 1 and 2.
Exactly.
Wild.
And we saw how those turned out.
As well as Mad Max.
Wild.
Yeah, maybe it was the next George Miller.
Maybe.
So, like, this doesn't look like it looks like they had a funny kind of comedy twist to like the older ones. I'm not getting that from this. It looks way too serious.
Again, haven't seen it in like 19 years, but it was charming. From what I remember, as a 5-year-old, from what I remember.
As a 5-year-old, I would say this is charming.
Cinematography was great.
This has the score.
Score wasn't great.
That 80 synth was
the
great.
80 synth.
Editing didn't do it much for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. The shitty like 2D animation was kind of charming. That's the best thing.
Yeah, but
from what I remember.
I'm thinking from watching this, you're not going to get that.
No, of course not, because it's going to be. It's not even going to be good CGI. It's going to be bad CGI. It's cheap bullshit. So.
Was the whole point of that original movie them questioning his psychological well-being, or was it like they believed that like it was it a real thing?
He literally went into the forest, much like the witch, and what he found was a dragon, and they called it Pete's dragon.
Okay.
And
but it wasn't like a kid lost in his own imagination. It was like
any babies churned.
Don't be ridiculous. There was no depth of any kind.
Oh, okay. This sounds great.
He danced through the forest and ate apples.
Naked.
The ones that were too high to reach, Pete would bring him down, toast him with that fire breath, and give him some.
Oh, that's adorable.
Sounds fucking terrible.
It was my dream.
Okay.
I'd watch Dudley on repeat and then Pete's Dragon before bed. I was into dragons when I was a kid.
Wow.
This is getting weird. Someone please say something.
You have dragon pajamas too, and
I did.
Wow, that's awesome.
You should also watch Polka Dot Shorts.
Love that. I mentioned it earlier.
Okay.
I think with that,
I got Dudley the Dragon and Polka Dot Shorts confused.
Okay.
I always do.
You're in the right place.
I think with that, we'll end it there for episode 33 of the Up Real Late podcast.
You can follow us on Twitter at UpRealLate, and you can follow me on Letterboxd at UpRealTim. That's real with 2 E's, like a hose reel.
Oh, nice.
I was looking stuff up today to say.
Yeah, other reels.
Yeah. I can show you my history.
Yeah.
It's true.
You can find us on Facebook at Up Real Late Podcast, as well as on Instagram at Up Real Late Podcast. You can find me on the Twitter at Mogi6, MOGEY6, as well as on Letterboxd at Up Real Tie. Reel like a film reel, I guess? I
guess so.
Fucking film.
You can find me, Adam, on Twitter at Franey25. That's FRANEY25. And on Letterboxd and Instagram at UpRealAdam. Real like a movie reel. Oh, and I'll be starting my own Pete's Dragon podcast after this. If anyone wants to tune in, thanks.
Scene by scene breakdown.
Yep. Every week.
And again, big thanks to Emily for joining.
Yeah,
the
round of
podcast
applause.
this week.
Yeah.
Thanks for having
Where
me.
can they find you, Emily? What's your social media accounts?
Facebook.
Facebook.
I will be sharing the episode, but that's about it.
Facebook,
Search Emily. Go through the millions of Emilys.
Yes.
We're not going to tell you which one.
Find the one on the Vague Movie Podcast.
Yeah.
That's her.
I might be tagged in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
And you can follow me on Letterboxd at UpRealScott. And yeah, guys, like I said earlier, if you guys do like our videos, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And download us on iTunes. We're there.
Yeah, guys, keep it real.